Astaghfirullah. No doubt. Hakeem Waju. Got a little iced tea right here. Yeah, let me get that door shut, man. Too much mosquitoes in here, so. Sir R.E. Newton, Mr. Green One. Yeah, matter of fact, looking for Mr. Green One. I was looking for Mr. Green One yesterday, too. So everybody, of course, do the each one, teach one. Hit the like button for me so we can get the rest of the people in here. I'm going to give y'all a chance. You know, I don't know. Maybe y'all got some controversy. Maybe y'all got some controversy y'all want to ask me about, too. I don't know if y'all got any controversial topics. You know, I got a couple of messages today about some controversy. Hold on one second. Oh. Let's get it in. Lord Hashim is in here. Peace to the God. Now it's God, master student. Asiatic God Mathematics, the wordsmith, says controversial teachings would be based on perception because some things are too much for some to grasp. See, you also have controversial teachings, right? When you're dealing with something that exists, right? But it's not our way of life. You see what I mean? And then when you introduce that, right, into the cipher, it's controversial. Which is, you know, because I guess the controversy is going to flesh itself out throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know, this like I said, I got a couple of texts already. You know what I'm saying? And called. You really missed nothing today. You came in pretty early. You know what I mean? It looks like, you know, people doing each one, teach one, hitting the like button. And, you know, I guess, you know, maybe I'm improving in what I'm doing too. Right. See, overstanding. You know, that's something that it could strike up some controversy within the cipher. You understand what I'm saying? Lord Hashim, I think if you got the same text that I got, you know what I'm saying? You know, but see, I didn't get a chance to speak to the brother. So that's why I'm gonna keep what I'm saying in general, right? Speaking about controversial teachings, right? And lessons that's for home, and lessons that's about what you're gonna see when you go abroad. Because we're not the 10%, we don't conceal knowledge. But we know and understand that, you know what I'm saying, anybody that's a teacher in any way, whether you're a parent or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, you know, the people that's learning from you, the people that's looking up to you, you know what I'm saying, when they see you saying something or see you doing something, yes, and I mean, you're advocating that. As a teacher, you're an advocate. So the things that the people that's coming behind you, you understand what I'm saying? That they see you doing, that they hear you saying. You've actually advocated that to them. Like all of us, especially amongst the 5%, you hear that a lot. But amongst everybody, you would hear them say, "Well, look, this is what I learned," or "Look, I was taught how to do this like this," or "This is the way that we did this in my house." You see what I'm saying? Powerful said, "All brother can have more than one earth." I don't see that being right and exact. It's only one earth. Moon, yeah. However, once her mind has been activated, she's more than just a body and a mind. Wait, what? Once her mind has been activated, she's more than just a body and mind. Yeah, you gotta clarify that one for me. 793rd piece. This is D Christian. All right. I didn't even that went right past me. What's the name? Happy born day to D Christian out there in Washington State. Have a great time. But you know what I'm talking about is, look, even if we're on the line, let's use a different example, right? And even from the video, or the text that everybody got, right? Let's say you're talking about crack cocaine, right? All right, SW came in, brilliant elevation. But let's say you're talking about crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're talking about, crime in general, drugs in general. You a father or you a mother, right? Now, you don't want to, send your children out there without any knowledge, right, of this kind of thing. Mr. Controversy himself, real hip hop, right? You don't want to send your kids out there without any knowledge, right, of, because, we teach them what's right and what's wrong, so they can know what not to do. You understand what I'm saying? You don't teach them, but that's exactly my point. Is that which one is for home and which one is for abroad? You understand what I mean? Exactly how to use the knowledge that you're giving them. So if you're teaching them about crack cocaine, right, you're going to teach them that, listen, when you go out there, you're going to encounter different people that's dealing with, different things. They're going to make you feel good for a minute. But ultimately, if you can't master these different things that you might get introduced to, they're going to end up mastering you. And that's going to be a part of the devil's civilization that you fall a victim to. You understand what I'm saying? Until, right? And even if it comes a day, right? It comes a day where you're able to take that devil off your planet. You understand what I'm saying? When I teach my children who the devil is, right? I don't do that by doing devilishment to them. That's something that, look, I can give you the knowledge and wisdom, right? And if you don't deal with that knowledge and wisdom, then you will go out there and learn that firsthand, but that's abroad. See, what you're supposed to learn at home, right, is our way of life. You see what I'm saying? And just so you gotta understand, we deal And when it says all the human families, right, that means even people who don't uh they don't live like we live. They don't study what we study. Yes, I mean, whatever the case is. Yeah, we know about dealing in equality with these people. But we also got to know and understand, right? What is the difference between at home and abroad? See, when it says, don't get me wrong, I know that's referring to the woman. I'm not sure who's in the room right now, but when they say how to act at home and abroad, do you understand the difference in that? See, how many people went abroad, right? You went outside and you picked up certain things, right? But you never came back to your mom's house and did that. Or you never walked into your grandmother's house while you was doing that. Or even if you did, you understand, you took precautions to hide that because you knew the difference, right, between what was for home and what was for abroad. You understand what I'm saying? Master student said, right, in my home, nobody never knew drugs, and my pops was just trying to save me from them, but didn't know what they was trying to save me from. But it said, oh, when I went out, went crazy because I didn't know. Right? See, right? You don't want to put the babies in a position where they don't know, but you got to be able to manifest, man. What is the lessons for home, and what is the lesson for abroad? Shakim said, that's why the father said, if you try something, see what it do to you. If you can't handle it, leave it alone. Now, see, that's a lesson, right, for abroad. That's a lesson that you could take with you, anywhere around the world. That's a little bit different from the lesson that they know from the house. You know, you 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 come. Hold on for a second. Man, to this, you know, uh, Supreme Man just came in. Where was we at right here in the comments? Powerful. All right, so I see. Matter of fact, let me go back up here and see what you were saying. Too powerful because I didn't. He said. He said, meaning the moon symbolizes her mind, and Earth being the body, yet my old Earth is just because she hasn't been taught by God. All right, you let's deal with the symbolism real quick. You know what I mean? Uh, the Earth, right, shows her fertility and her ability to sustain life, and the moon demonstrates her ability to reflect light. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, with our old Earths, you know, they've been and sustained life. You understand what I mean? Now, right now, you say, well, I ain't gonna say you say, our teachers is that we the cream of the planet Earth. right? We say the cream is the understanding. So if we talk about us in particular, I'm talking about you, powerful love, right? If a woman could bring you forth, and you saying you the cream of the planet Earth, right? Then what is she? See, even if you got different brothers, you know what I'm saying, you might have had babies with an 85% woman, women that you didn't plant a seed in her head before you plant a seed in her stomach. And that's going to what? Affect the understanding that's born. So in our lifetime, the way that affected us was that we was born in the 85% world. But I mean, I guess is what you saying that uh, the whole a lot of times is greater than the sum of the parts. Meaning, you know, uh, you could have a woman that's, she's intelligent, right? And, she reflects like mentally, right? But she don't have no babies. And then you could have a woman that got babies, but then, she's hardcore 85. But if you have a woman that's both, it's actually greater than just the sum of the parts. Meaning, like if I give you all the parts of a car and I put them right there on the sidewalk, that's not the same as having a car. I give you all the parts, all the wheels, all the engine parts, the brake parts, the exhaust parts, all the different parts. But if I just pile them up without putting them together, right, with that intelligence, then it's not going to be worth the same as having a car. I don't put words in your mouth, but is that what you mean? Got King Shah came in. Right now, Unique from Mecca Audio is home. All right. I gotta check up on that, most definitely. Right. Now it's born, put a point right here too. The language that you use. If you cursing and doing things of that nature in front of the young, right? This is what they're learning at home. You see, eventually they're gonna be cursing in front of you too. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but eventually they're gonna be cursing in front of you too. They're gonna be cursing in front of people that you don't want them to curse out. They're gonna be cursing at the teacher and things of that nature because that's what they learn at home. Wise you is crazy, man. Now, as Born said, I don't know about y'all, but I definitely taught my old earth and my grand old earth. Um, I affected them. Teaching them, no. Like for the periods of time that I'm around, they won't eat pig. For the periods of time that I'm around, when a holiday comes, they'll also, because they know I'm on the set, you know what I mean, they'll be thinking about all the things that I'm gonna say about that holiday. You understand what I mean? Like if it's Thanksgiving, they know that I'm gonna say, look, what are we supposed to be thankful for? Somebody in our family came off the Indian reservation. So what are we celebrating for? They know if it's Christmas time, I'm the Christ. So, I can affect them in that way right there. But as soon as I leave, they return to savagery. And I've seen this occur for years. Like there was years that I thought, I stopped my grandmother from eating pig. As soon as I moved out, I went back over there, which was full of pig. But getting back to the science, man, of dealing with different controversial teachings, and understanding, right, what is the difference between, our way of life and how we live, right, and the people who we can come to whatever form of equality with. We could deal with them in whatever way. We could have whatever level of understanding is possible. No, that's not the question. That was a little kind of side rally that got established right there. So I went through that, but the thing that I'm building on right now really is about controversial teachings and about lessons, right? That's for home, and lessons that's about what you're going to see when you go abroad. And a distinction that you got to make in teaching that. You see what I'm saying? Because when people look at you, you know what I mean, and you're the teacher, you're the parent, you're the coach, all these different things, what you're doing, right, is you're advocating, whether you like it or not. See, a lot of people who's teachers, right, a lot of people who's in the position of advocate, they don't want to accept it. Like one person who was, famously Charles Barkley. He always said, look, I'm not, I'm not a role model. Now, on the one hand, I see what he's saying is that, listen, there's people that's much closer to us that may even work harder on whatever they do than how hard he works at basketball. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you go in there and negotiate your sneaker contract, when you go in there and negotiate your basketball contract, this is based upon the amount of magnetic that you got for people out there. So for you not to accept, right, that you are an advocate, like I can understand you saying, look, you don't want that to be your responsibility. Okay, we know who you are. But I'm saying that this happens in a whole bunch of different forms. When a parent, and I don't know if parents still say this kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But when
how long you gonna be?
A few more minutes. You know what I'm saying?
We're working out, not to cut you off. We're working out today.
You ain't recovered from yesterday, man.
It ain't me that today.
Nah, man. Nah, see, listen. See, tomorrow, man, you gonna pull a muscle, man. Trying to work out with me, man. But like I said, I don't know if parents still say this kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when I was growing up and before that, you had a lot of parents that would say, "Do as I say, and not as I do." See, that's another way that you're not understanding that when you in that position, right, you are advocating. And so we got to do the knowledge, man, to, you know, because like I said, in order for every seed to grow, it has to fall away from the tree. Like if you got whatever, the tree grows from the root, right? The fruits grow, and you got the seeds that's within the fruit, right? That has to fall away from the tree in order for it to live its fullest equality as understanding. Rather, that's by providing nutrients to us when we eat it, or rather, that's by, you know, planting another seed that grows into another tree. It has to fall away from the tree. And not only that, it has to go some distance away from the tree. Or what'll happen? It'll be in the shade of the tree and never grow and develop like it's supposed to grow and develop. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I look at that analogy, man, is the same with children. Is that, you know, we all necessarily from the things, I mean, that's in order for there to be growth and development. There's certain things that our parents didn't know. Rome J, peace of the God. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that our parents didn't know that in order for us to learn it, we have to come out from under the shade, right, of the limit of their understanding. So now it's up to how strong the root was. It's up to how much the fruit was nurtured while it was on the tree, right? Whether it goes on to live out the fullest of its equality or not. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if the root was already weak and the tree that it came from is already weak, then it's going to start losing. It's going to start losing power. But if the roots was already strong, right, then even though it goes a little bit on its own way, it still retains all the knowledge and wisdom that it was growing with when it was on the tree. As it goes out there and gets into its own light. Catch up over here on the comments. Reveal Allah said, just found out for son lives on my floor. Knew him my whole life. Moms as well. Never knew though. Around your age group, maybe a little older. You look just like him. Yeah, he's a little bit older than me. I haven't seen him in a while. Papa said, my grand old dad said this is the first 5% that he's ever heard break it down so simple. He's listening right now. Peace to granddad. The Supreme Man said, for me, it depends on the relationship with the person I'm around and what specifically the teacher says. I strive to teach by example, then teach the inquiring aspect to the unknowing. Like I said, this works, right? You making that assessment, right? When the person is your peer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that when the person is looking up to you. See, because there's some things, you know, we can learn certain things. A little kid can show me right now. That don't mean that they wiser than me. But, you know, I'm observing, making the observation. But when we, you know, imparting this knowledge, whatever the things is that we saying to people, you know what I mean? Especially when we saying that we God, like, listen, God, you know, that's how we all, you know, that's how we all learn. It's from a certain amount of imitation, and then you apply your own, you know, your own energy, your own creativity to whatever it is that you first started imitating. And this is how a way of life is developed. So, you know, we got to be aware, you know, in this particular situation, you know what I mean, of the text that I got earlier, you know, we talking about very, very young children. And see, you know how they say, you know, first impressions and how important first impressions can be. So when we teaching the young, right, that's their first impression of reality. And I was born said to advocate means to support. We at the wordsmith ain't give us a definition in months, man. Powerful said to advocate means to show what you stand on or come from. Powerful Allah said I advocate that the black man is God. Supreme Man said I'm talking about any age group. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. You can't be talking about any age group because a person can show me an example, but I don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, and sometimes that's what makes it even more important how we gotta advocate things. Meaning, like, look, I seen the guys around, you know, I mean, it was years. I can't really put a number on it. I would say, uh, maybe 8, 9 years. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing the guys around. I was seeing ciphers. You know, I was hearing them use the language, but I didn't know what it was. You see what I'm saying? Knowledge 7 Supreme. Peace was going on. Powerful said was taught the number one law of the universe is motion. The truth can only be seen. The babies are always watching, and always listening. Because those things, like I said, you paying attention, you don't know what it is now, but those things become seeds. Those things become seeds that get planted inside of the young's head. You know, how you seeing people, move ahead of you. Yeah, I'm gonna come back on later at 6 o'clock. Really, to tell the truth, I came on now because I didn't want this topic to consume the class tonight. Which I'm sure is gonna come back up. More people is probably gonna become aware of the text that I got. Lord Hashim said he got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if, anybody's gonna have any questions about it. But this is what I got to say about it, without having spoken to the brother myself to, he might have a particular, it could all be a misunderstanding. Powerful Allah says, see how it says the number one, knowledge, so you can't see something without knowing. K-Bar, I'm surprised you didn't get the text, K-Bar. Of all, K-Bar is usually, listen, K-Bar is usually the one that sends me the stuff. But like I said, I don't want to particularly get into the text until I speak to the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how things go left too. See, that's a lesson for home. But regardless of whom or what I'm saying right now in terms of controversial teachings, right? And lessons that you learn at home, your Cypher King, we got those, what's the names? We got the bottle of sanitizer, and we got Darkim Be stuff too. But in terms of things, just like look, we study 120 lessons. We're taught that the problem book exists, but we don't learn that within our core teachings. Everything that we learn, you know what I'm saying, but in particularly, when, whatever it is, we learn how to deal with that knowledge. See, that's culture. See, a lot of people, you might have knowledge or understanding, but you don't really know how to deal with it. You don't really know what to do with it. So some things is things that you observe, you put it in a Rolodex. It becomes a part of, things that you could build on when you come in tune with different people. But there's some things that we internalize. And so we got to be aware of who we are, because a lot of time people want to internalize the things, right, that we teaching, even if we might not be telling that to that person. But that person, they want to internalize it. Like it might be a way, look, you wearing fat laces, right? You wearing fat laces in your sneakers. with all designs on it. Now, you're not particularly trying to show that to the little kids on the block, but the little kids on the block is internalizing what they want because the way they see you. And that's why we got to be aware of, that was the gist of the text. You know what I'm saying? A controversial teaching that, the teaching was controversial. And then on top of that, part of the controversy is how you teaching the person to deal with that controversial topic. If you send your child to school, you know what I mean? You send them there to deal with that cipher in a particular way. All right, the young guy went on a 24-hour fast. Tell the guy he got to go 48 more hours next time. I don't know what's up with these fasts. Cypher King said that's why we say the true wisdoms and victory is how we live and teach this culture. We walk it and talk it because that's how the baby's learning by example. We are victorious in teaching when we manifest our knowledge by walking it and talking it. All right, on Wednesday, I'm going to be on the lookout, Cypher King. Powerful say your words are bonded and the manifestation of you. 1 + 1 = 2. The truth can only be seen through one's ways and actions. Knowledgeable said, whoa, is this something that someone is trying to advocate? Well, I can't say 100% they try to advocate it because, like I said, I haven't spoken to them yet. But the excerpt that I seen, right, and I guess you could say the caption that came along, you know what I'm saying, with the text that I got. You know what I'm saying? Right. See, Cyber King is just speaking on how we make the mathematics walk and talk. You understand what I'm saying? And see, we put the walk before the talk. But in reality, we all know, right, that we talk it before we walk it. You understand what I'm saying? And how we talk it has a lot to deal with how we walk it. You understand what I'm saying? Black observation. What's going on, man? See Black observation in a minute. We got the classes. We got the classes back fired up, right? Black observation. Supreme Man said, for example, I told my son how it rains and then told him that people saying that rain comes from a mystery god is silly. Then we laughed at the notion of being taught this. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm saying, where, that exists. People that believe that rain comes from a mystery god, these people exist. But learning, he was taught that, yeah, this is something that you're going to encounter when you go abroad. I think right there, out there, right, you're going to see people celebrating Christmas. But this is the real signs of Christmas right here, right? And why we don't deal with it. What is the wordsmith is going in on Contra over here? But so now we got that part out of the way. Does anybody have any? You might have some questions right now about some controversial topics that I stay away from controversy. And before you ask your questions, remember that this is a Hotep channel. Papa said when you explain to a child, they'll understand quicker than these adults. Yeah, because first of all, you gotta break it down in a simpler form. So like I say all the time, a lot of times we speak on here, and brothers introduce concepts that when you first coming into the knowledge, you really only gonna understand those concepts, right? If you a grown person. Black Observation said taking a trip to Virginia yesterday to brief some babies on the science. Now I was born Zigzag Z. I mean, I've seen that around before. I've seen that around before. What are you saying is the particular controversy on this? Because this is a little bit different controversy right here. See, a lot of this stuff, my the way I see those types of controversies is they stem from people they not looking at Allah's teachings. Which is, we supposed to come together. So you got different brothers that never came, or to this day, when they said never came, still to this day right now, they not coming together, right, to really establish, who was told what and when. Supreme Man said, I was taught that if you can break it down to a baby, you understand that if you can't break it down to a baby, your understanding is limited and you need to go study some more regardless of the topic. Indeed. All right, we got Wise came in. Right, to see this listen, here's the thing you gotta understand about the knowledge, right? Uh and this continues to go on even for us right now today. You know what I'm saying? It gets the knowledge from you, and you had the knowledge for a couple of weeks, they're not going to get the same thing, right, as if you had the knowledge for a couple of years. The people who, come around you when you had the knowledge for a couple of years, they're not going to be exposed to the same level of knowledge, wisdom, or understanding as the people who come around you when you had it for a couple of decades. So you got to realize that at different times, you know what I'm saying, people got what they got. Now, the controversy with a lot of that comes in, you know what I'm saying, when you have a kind of assumption that people are lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, a couple of lives ago, somebody said that they was told that Umar changed the lessons in the 70s. Those is people that don't want to accept that Allah said to Umar what he said to Umar. What's this here? Now, I disagree with this Asiatic mathematics. Asiatic mathematics said you can break anything down to a toddler. They're not going to ask any questions in that stage of infancy. Now, that's not true. Black Observation said, Allah B said in a podcast, the father said he gave him all he had to give him. We got to give the babies whatever we got. I mean, there's a lot of ways to read that. Because there's a lot of ways to read that. You know what I mean? I mean, what did he manifest anything beyond that? Because I don't know. I didn't hear him say that. I'm not sure of the context. It could be something that I heard. Just like, look, right now we can all witness something, right? Y'all can all hear me speaking on here. Unless you go back to the tape and really hear, everybody got to go by their recollection. Allah was, he's a real person. So, a lot of things, he's not saying things in a vacuum. So we can't just take these sayings, that we hear, Allah said this, Allah said that, without giving some background with that. K-Bar said, gotta know history, gotta walk with the 5%. Indeed. The wordsmith said, how can they ask questions before they have learned to speak? A 1 or 2 year old has the ability to soak in information, but not verbally respond. It depends on the 1 or 2 year old. Now I had a son that, if you ask me, he learned how to talk in high school. You know what I'm saying? I got another son that was speaking before he was 1. You understand what I'm saying? And then we also have the signs of, communication. Now you said in particular verbal, you understand what I'm saying? But a child could demonstrate to you, a child could demonstrate to you that they don't understand perfectly what you're saying. Well, Hashim said, I teach the history of zigzag zig as I learned it from Seelah in the head of Medina to my students, as well as teaching them zigzag zig as how I received it from my enlightener. I killed Jatu. Well, do you have a particular history on zigzag zig? Dr. Observation said that's why my favorite supreme alphabet is why the most asked question. Why is the most asked question? I mean, I don't know. I haven't really taken the time to think about it. Yeah, so what's the science of zigzag zig? So I deal with controversy. Don't tell one mastermind to drink in Arizona. Got some ice. Teachers. I mean, but it's like you said though. You know what I'm saying? Asiatic mathematics, right? Uh, uh, contra means against. You understand what I'm saying? So they were controversial in the context of you teaching that in our home. See what he's doing now is not controversial. As far as him founding his own nation, all the things that he decided to do, the direction he decided to go with his teachings, that's not controversial. The Supreme Man said you have to walk with Allah's sons, however, you still draw things up for yourself and you cease being your own son in your universe. Lord Hashim said, the way that God explained it to me, the original way that he and other gods received it was, I see what Allah see, so therefore I see. Hmm. Yeah, no, I never I never heard C Love build on that in particular. Um, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what he learned at the time when he learned it. But if you got the knowledge in 1964, you didn't get the same thing uh, as 1968. So with all of these people, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's all the facts and circumstances surrounding everything. So you gotta look at the context of, what I'm saying, not just the hold on, let me I'm gonna put the link in the what's the name? I gotta go in the other room because the way I'm streaming today is all over the place. But I'm gonna put the link in and pull you in, Lord Hashim. Give me like 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we gotta look at is the whole context. The context is not just those facts and circumstances, but also the brother's history. You know what I'm saying? That you're dealing with. Did they get the knowledge in this year, or did they get the knowledge in that year? Did they get the knowledge from this person, or did they get the knowledge in that person? You see what I'm saying? You got to remember a lot of things, right, was changed by people that we know. Black Observation said, why the question most asked to justify um, I mean, I guess you could look at it like that. But I mean, in that sense, why is probably really the only question that justifies. I mean, from the way I'm reading this right here, you know, why means which reason. That's definitely important though to know what all those forms of interrogation mean. Where means which place. You gotta know what who, what, where, when, why, and how means. Why I said some people can't get that through their heads. A lot of arguments because of it. Can't get what through their heads. K Bar said, don't forget the first 9 was masters of knowledge and wisdom. You probably got to expand on that a little bit for the room, because K Bar, he 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 spent decades with the masters. K Bar spent decades with the masters. Wordsmith said there's 2 different aspects of controversial teaching, though. One being a controversial teaching is that based on knowledge, and the other being controversial teaching based on misinformation. Well, now that's not controversial. That's just wrong. And you may be a controversial individual. You an individual that is always controversy surrounding you, but that's just wrong. Supreme Man said exactly, in that person's personal history and how they living as well, we take nothing on face value. Nobody, from nobody, you gotta show and prove, regardless to whom or what. Wordsmith said, because a harsh truth can cause controversy and a blatant lie can as well. Yeah, controversy will be, but it's the person that's controversy because you against the truth that we are dealing with. But what you're saying is just a falsehood. Like if a person just say something wrong, and we all like a person come in here right now and say, uh, you know, water, the average temperature of water is 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not really controversial. Or you saying that, yeah, that some people don't want to accept that what was given in 64, wasn't necessarily what was given in 68, or just the way it was during different times. So Black Observation said, depending on the enlightenment, your understanding may be different from what qualifies an enlightenment. Well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be totally different, but as Supreme Man said, right, we all had a different journey to us coming to this understanding. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, everybody in here, we different ages, we got the knowledge at different times from different people. You understand what I'm saying? But here's the thing: if you know, understand it, right? Say understand it. Babies is the understanding. You know, if two babies got the same knowledge and wisdom, meaning mother and father, they may not be identical, but you're gonna be able to recognize that they relate. You understand what I'm saying? I'm personally, that's one of my pet peeves when somebody's just wrong and then you say, well, that's my understanding. You know, to me, one thing I want to be clear on is that, we all see understanding for ourselves. Because if we don't see understanding for ourselves, if we just see another man's understanding because he said it and maybe he got, more knowledge than us or whatever, if we don't go through our own, advancement through supreme mathematics in order to get that understanding, then we just dealing with religion. You see what I'm saying? Like when I was going to church, right? I had the preacher's understanding of the Bible. When we said go to Sunday school, you know what I mean? The Sunday school teacher gave out an understanding, and that's what we accepted. I didn't really come to see those things for myself, and then when I did come to see it for myself, it was like, yeah, stuff is BS, man. K-Bar said it was maybe only 30 people that had it in 64. Guaranteed. Now listen, not K-Bar. This is another thing. I'm back in effect, right? Am I back in effect? All right, now. Yeah, I was saying when I got cut off. Am I back in effect? I'm back. Can anyone hear me out there? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, well, I don't see myself over there. There's a lot of lag time on this. All right, so yeah, I see what it is. This is a funny thing here. But one thing I was saying when I got cut off, man, is K-Bar. Listen, we got more than 30 people claiming to have had it in 1964 right now. When we know that look out of those 30 people, we personally we know that maybe 15 plus out of that is not here right now. But we still got more than 30 people claiming that. So, like Supreme Man said, don't take nobody on face value. You know what I'm saying? Black Observation said, because I met guys in Atlanta and I respected, but didn't see it like that. But I don't know who or how they got the knowledge. You know, it's that's difficult to say. Because and this is no disrespect to you, but you just getting the knowledge. So see, a lot of brothers you're gonna go through controversies with right now, and those is gonna end up being some of the best guys that you know. You know what I'm saying? A brother came to see me the other day that me and him, we still go at it. Like if I was going, into his area, I was prepared, to go through it. And now whenever I see him, he's one of the best people that I run into. Because see, I know who he is on every level. Like, see, I know who he is when we get along fine. I know who he is when we going at it. So there's no question about who he is. So that's why I said, man, right now, I was, do the knowledge to that. I'm not telling you to forget what happened. But a lot of things, man, you got to keep in the Rolodex, man. You understand what I'm saying? Understanding comes in time. So what that means is you got to hang on to the knowledge and wisdom. All of it. Because it's things that you're not going to see for years, months, and days after the person, manifested to you. By the way, Hashim, the link that I just put up there, that's the link to get into the show. The StreamYard link right there. Supreme Man said brothers definitely follow other brothers on face value. Again, that's religious and or see as and be considered. See Supreme Man funny too, man. Powerful said anything other than the original of something is grafted, made weak and wicked, and before any of all that separation must be first and foremost. Same thing they doing with Allah's teachings. One thing you got to keep in mind, right? Allah taught more than 36 things. And don't get me wrong, that's the foundation of what we dealt with You understand what I mean? That's
The
the
White House traded
whoa, 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 whoa.
take strong action against Chinese-owned social media apps TikTok and WeChat for engaging in what he calls, quote, information warfare against the U.S. He told Fox.
Shit off, right? It made me lost my train of thought now.
Peace, God.
All right, I see what actually just came in. Peace to the God. You there, Hashim?
I think we have a slight delay.
Yeah, that is what it is today. I don't know what's going on with the internet, man.
I can't hear you, God.
Yeah, keep that up. Keep that up. Yeah, fuck him.
Shut it off, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Hashim. I'm gonna just let you talk. Go ahead.
Peace, God. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. I know we had a slight delay, so peace to the God, knowledge born. Upon visiting Medina, you know, me and CLR, we build a lot. And, you know, the subject came up about zigzag zig and zigzag zig. The way I received it was zigzag zig. CLR was explaining to me that the way they received it back in the day was zig, zag, zig. The meaning behind that is I see what Allah sees, therefore I see and understand. And that's understanding. Peace.
Hmm. Yeah, that's peace. Now that's something that was more common. You don't hear that as much. Uh, you know, brothers just say zigzag zig, meaning understanding.
Right.
Some brothers
And
even
what
have zigzag zig, meaning knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
right. And I've heard both ways, but in teaching, when I teach the brothers and walk with the brothers that I walk with, I always tell them the history behind any jewel that I may have been dropped, that have been dropped to me, so that they won't be out of the loop per se, because we have a lot of brothers that are coming up now that have no idea um, of the history. And this was told by CLR from the head of Medina. I was striving to get him on the phone, but you know, see, he be resting and doing this, that, and the third. So, you know, I always like to get it from the God's mouth and to my ears. Peace. Oh, peace, K-Bar.
Yeah, K-Boy out there, you know. Yeah, K-Boy. K-Boy stay lurking, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm like you. I'm surprised he didn't get the text.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, K-Boy usually the first one to let me know what's going
Come
on.
on, man. You know.
K-Boy must ain't checked his Facebook today yet or something.
Right.
But look, I got a straight up text early this morning. Like, what?
Oh
This
yeah,
is
me too.
crazy.
I was like, come on. And I did the knowledge to it, and I've drawn up my own assumptions, but I'm not gonna draw up any more assumptions until I speak to my brother.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That that's still necessary right there.
Right.
But why?
So
What I said, I didn't say Allah taught more than 36 people. I said Allah taught more than 36 things. You see what I'm saying? And we latch on, you know what I'm saying, to the knowledge the born, right? In cipher, and Allah is it, right? That's what we latch on to. But you gotta remember, look, he taught kung fu. You understand what I'm saying? He taught people how to be men, you know, which is before you even get to you know, being God. You know what I'm saying? He taught brothers to get a trade or a skill.
mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But look, first of all, some people is justifying their own life because not everybody did that. Like for instance, why? We from the same tree. Look, Pete didn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? And he's not the only one by himself. But there's lots of things of that nature too. There was things that people was told, yo, look, don't do it that way no more. And they still do it that way.
Peace, God. I'm gonna sign out of the link,
All right,
and
no
I'm gonna go
doubt.
back on to the YouTube. I appreciate everybody. Peace to the gods and earth.
Peace, God. All right, we got Supreme Just came in too, coming out the DMV. Supreme man, what you said, never heard that history on. I think you got typos in there, Supreme man. Why I said I got zigzag zig, meaning knowledge was my understanding. But see, you know, wise, you got it from uh you know, we should do that at one time. You know what I'm saying? It's kinda uh you know, it's not as wise now, but at one time we still say, you know, how much separation is between you and Allah. Like if you count back on your tree, you know, at one time it was a thing. If you could count back to Allah on one hand. See now though, it's so much time and so much space that's passed that don't mean nothing. You know, I mean, being able to trace your tree back to Allah still means something, but I'm saying that rather, you know, it's 2 people or 200 people between you and Allah, it doesn't make a difference. The only thing that matters is that you got it. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, when you know, right there, you know what I'm saying, within proximity of Allah, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of things that brothers say, yeah, that's the way how it used to be. That's how you're gonna have it. Yeah, see, like this stuff here I got right here. The guy said the regions. You know, to this day, I don't know the regions. Like to me, the regions was controversial. It's still controversial to me. Because y'all know what I say. First step of grafting is separation. See, what was Yakub's first rules? To identify who was healthy, strong, and good breeders, and those that was not was sent back. You see, right there, you already started with separation before you even got to the doctors, ministers, nurses, and clinics. At least to the part where, you know, they actually killing the black. Because it's still the doctor that got to do that examination to see if you have these strong and good breeders. right? Why I said it's 4 people between him and Allah. Powerful said Allah taught millions because this nation was once in his mind. Now, listen, Allah, he's the ultimate teacher of this knowledge. But see, one thing you got to deal with the realism, as far as historically and as far as right now. Yes, and I mean, Allah taught the non-born. It's even a lot of people right now walking around talking about they walk with Allah. They just mean they was on 126th Street at the same time when Allah was out there. Or you was at the rally and you heard Allah speak before. You understand what I'm saying? You know, Allah was the one who was giving out the directives. But see, you got to give, look, each and every one of us out here, including yourself, right? Some credit too. See? Because, look, we who we are, right? Because Allah was who he was, and he did what he did. But see, Allah is who he is because we are who we are and did what we did too. See, if it never was another great player that came in the NBA, that kept the NBA going, that kept that league around, right? We wouldn't know who Michael Jordan is now. See, the understanding is still the best part. And because we did what we were supposed to do as the best part, because we took heed and then lived the history out. So you gotta realize that you know any idea is only gonna be worth what's born from that idea. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, this is a very important thing. And I don't want to take no credit from Allah, but every person needs to understand that this here exists, man. Out of the millions of the people, we all got some burning. Or if you ain't got yours, you better get it in. See, we all gonna make it into the hereafter. Ron J said, when I got the knowledge at 13, dude started teaching me, went back to religion within 2 months. I went to the law school in Mecca and was blessed to be taught by firstborn Prince, God Khalil, and others. You couldn't sit there doing nothing. Someone was teaching, or if we were all in the same degrees, older guys would guide the class while still doing them. Well, yeah, it was definitely a much more it was a more intense, time. Supreme Man said the region science is peace for collective building and communication. Anything other than definitely separates and cause cliquish and clan behavior. And I mean, so far, I think that's what's happened. Like there's a couple of areas that, in my opinion, have kind of broken away. There's a couple of ciphers where things are a little bit crazy. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem as if they're, looking at themselves as, like if we breaking into regions like Voltron, You understand what I'm saying? But some regions have forgotten, you know, what their connection is to Voltron. We have powerful said perception is a degree in which we use to draw up the understanding and cipher. Black observation said, I never thought about it like that. Just because you've seen me doesn't mean you, what it says, you wallow with me. This must be like a new, you know, the God is young. Not young as if he don't know what he's talking about. I'm saying this slang right here, you know, I'm out the loop. Doesn't mean you wallow with me. Gotta figure that one out. Supreme Man said, that's right. We don't idol worship nobody, not even Allah or any of his sons. Now, as Moore says, Sunyas was like Allah was a different kind of teacher. It was no one like him before him, and now he lives because everyone after him is just like him. Jay said, I got many Jews from different guys, but they all taught never take even them on face value. Yeah. See, that's. Oh yeah, she's out there. Matter of fact, hold on. I'll be right back. Won't be too controversial, but I got some Gatorade now too. So everybody, y'all know to keep that under wraps. Y'all know to keep that under wraps for me. Don't let the vegans. Nah, not yet. Hold on. Give me a couple more minutes. That's just playing out right now. Okay, so catching back up right here. Rome J said, I got many jewels. I got many jewels from different gods, but they all taught never to take even them on face value. Supreme Man said, I'm already in the hereafter. You know, that's a high science right there. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. What strikes me about that is how relevant that is to the different sciences that we've been through in 2020. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, there was a life and death aspect, you know what I'm saying, to the coronavirus and all that. You know what I'm saying? It was a life and death aspect to that. You know what I'm saying? And then with the all the rebellions, you know what I'm saying, and the events that actually sparked the rebellions. You understand what I'm saying? Knowing and understanding that you already in the hereafter, and the impact that could have on how you react to these things. You know what I mean? The impact that could have on what you ready to do, right? About wisdom of law rule. Knowing that you already in the hereafter. You see what that does? That alleviates this X amount of fear. So that's a certain science right there, man, for everybody to really analyze for themselves and see, do you really see yourself as already in the hereafter? You know what I'm saying? And, I'm sure right now Supreme Man's at work, but in a different time, when he get a chance to come on, he can tell you that, look, it's more than one path to the hereafter. See, like, through my teachings, you know what I'm saying? I'm already in the hereafter. You're not going to be able to tell the story of who's the 5% without talking about me. I already got babies that is raised up, 5% babies. I've already accomplished, things that I've built, that travel through time and space. When you the maker and the owner. you know. But it's not a like I said, you know, when you study the lessons, you studying about the generic black man, you know, the generic original man. But that don't necessarily mean that's talking about you. Yeah, the original man is the maker and the owner, but what have you made and owned? See, that's the knowledge of self, you know. But that's a short sentence that's very important. While you say your reward, free transportation to the holy city of Mecca to see the Father Allah bring those heads. Allah lives when we come together and work together. Allah will manifest. Black observation says, I was raised in Richmond, Virginia, but I was born in Medina. I go back and forth, right? I got into a little side rally here. The Gatorade, yeah, I don't know. And then I got this ice. See the ice, it got some white stuff on it. It's like whitish. It's whitish. So you know, maybe not 3 weeks, but maybe, you know, about a month and a half, keep messing with this ice, I could be white. You know, I'm waiting for at least like some light skinness to kick in. Is I guess I'm gonna just skip the whole brown and yellow. I'm going straight to white. That's the new way right there. Yeah. This what it said? Yellow number 6 and red number 40. So that's how I know. Yeah. Oh, see what's it? Yeah. I might turn yellow and red. Supreme Man said the way I see it is monumental events or paradigm shifts. The hereafter is when you recognize and realize your own true self. It's certain events that mark time, and everything after that time is the hereafter. See, even I mean, for some of the newer brothers, right, that's in the room, what does hereafter mean? I'm going to ask you to refrain from answering Asiatic mathematics. I don't want you to answer this Asiatic mathematics. What does hereafter mean? Or even some brothers that y'all just get into those degrees in the 140. Do you understand what the hereafter means? Oh, that was controversial. You know, sometimes I guess I'm controversial. But I have to observe my dietary law. It's 90 degrees out there the other day. I'm still waiting on some definitions. Yeah, let me see over here too because I think I got so much lag over there. No, nothing over there either. Europe, you know. Certainly, some of the higher scientists in here know what the hereafter, know what the hereafter is speaking on. What does master student? What does uh, hereafter mean? Hereafter. See, here comes Jason. Yellow number 5, yellow number 6, and red 40 contain compounds including benzodiazepine and 4-amino biphenyl that research has linked with cancer. See that? All that in a little bottle of Gatorade. So no one knows what hereafter means. Is this some type of controversial teaching here? Because this is very important. See, because uh, let me, maybe people don't understand the importance of it. Let me contrast it with this right here, right? Uh, what do religious people call the hereafter? Right now, master student, you said in the future. Good answer. But let's use some more scientists. Nah. Asiatic mathematics. You wait. You have your chances tonight. Got state of the art up in here. Art of the state. It's been a minute. I'm getting ready to ask you. Allah will manifest. Do I actually have to ask it, or you gonna just go ahead and just say Because I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to ask you already. Allah will manifest. Now, I was born said the hereafter. So, master student said life after death. Now, I was born said the hereafter is a transfer of my energy after my physical deterioration. My words, ways, and actions are going to live on in the cycles I've affected. Who's this? Rue Godzilla? Or is it Are You Godzilla? Yeah, I know I'm old school. So yeah, I got these kind of handles. Where you from, Are You Godzilla? Welcome to the channel. Do we have anyone else? Anyone else on the hereafter? You Godzilla said I make music and videos. That's peace. What kind of music? Jasper said I see the hereafter as being either civilization or writing history. All right, so look, wordsmith. Go ahead. Let's see what you got to Asiatic mathematics. Let's see what you got to add on to said topic. What is the meaning of hereafter? Black observation said they talking physical or mental. What do you mean? The hereafter? Those don't really have an impact on my question. Alter I said it remains here in before and after, as well as the hereafter. They out there, Kobo Bobo. Supreme Man said there's only one meaning because everything is real. So, okay, we got the wordsmith in here now. The wordsmith said here means now and wherever you are currently at, and after is denoting after something happens. So I can see it as subjective based upon the culture devils, upon the culture devils of that individual. All right, now look, just you went in the right direction here. You know what I'm saying? But see, when you started out, you could stop right there. The hereafter means right now. Black observation said it's three meanings. That's why I said which one. No, it's not. The hereafter means right now. See, because I just said right now 2 times. See, and everything after that, you still in the moment of right now. See, like you gotta remember, now is a very slight concept. See, that's why when it says nowadays, that expands out the amount of time that we mean when we say now. So like if it's something where, the car is backing up and you're supposed to tell the person, right, when to stop, and you say now, that's one brief little second. If they go a second more, they hit something. But when you say nowadays, that lengthens out the time that you're talking about. But the hereafter is right now. See, like Knowledge Born was saying, after your body reaches, nah. The hereafter is right now. Asiatic mathematics says the understanding born degree states the hereafter is when the devil was removed off our planet. So I tied it in with the knowledge cipher degree in the 1 to 14. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But when did that happen for you, Asiatic mathematics? See, if you've taken the devil off your planet, right, then the hereafter is right now. Have you taken the devils into hell? Supreme Man said there is a mental death, some never wake up from it. And you're meaning that sleep is associated with knowing already, some never know. Honestly, Knowledge Born said, as a mental death, there's no such thing as a mental death, only a mental sleep, because there's no returning from a physical death. Our mental recovery was an awakening. Well, I mean, do you mean that in the sense that sleep is the cousin of death? See, does anybody know why sleep is the cousin of death? And why this goes into what a mental death means? Ajak Mathematics said, what if said person is not in the process of taking the devils off the planet? Are they in the hereafter in the present? No, they ain't going to make it into the hereafter. Not everyone makes it into the hereafter. Oh, man. Can you hold on? I'm going to send you the link in 2 minutes, Supreme Man. Master students say, because when you sleep, you are dreaming. No. That's, well, I guess you could say that's why it's the cousin of death and not death itself. But that's not why sleeping is related to death. Anyone? Bueller? Supreme Man said you got to take the devil off your planet or your mind to get into the hereafter. Now we going back into, Ajax mathematics. You say, okay, now what are the four devils? See, like people who used to smoke crack, they in the hereafter now and they stop. And they took that off their plan. And if you see them in the way how they act and the way they speak now, they don't smoke crack no more. You ever notice those people that truly kick their crack habit, they can't stop telling people that they used to smoke crack. Like every sentence they start off with, I used to smoke crack. And yeah, but I straightened up, man. I've been clean. I've been clean for this much time. See what I'm saying? Because they're aware of exactly when they step through into the hereafter. Why I said it's because your senses aren't at the highest point. Right, Asiatic mathematics. The here is right now and therefore can't be looked at as a future event. Start to get the hang of this. Sim said lust, hatred, envy, and greed, but they're different forms for different people. Now see, sleep is the cousin of death, right? Because in both of them, you like this. You understand what I'm saying? Now we say we on the square, right? That means that we perpendicular, right? We perpendicular to the ground. That's what it really means to be on the square. To be standing straight up. You see what I'm saying? That's why back in the days we used to say the A stands straight up. It don't lean, it don't bend. See, that's when you awake and fully conscious, right? You perpendicular. See, that's the 90 degrees that you at right there. See, even when you're dealing with, I think we went through this before, when you deal with those different charts, right? And they show you man evolving from monkeys, right? The first when they show you the monkeys, they all bent over like this. And then slowly, slowly as it gets closer and closer, right, to civilized man, right, the man is standing more upright. That's a characteristic of man. That's a characteristic, if you study any of that science, you know what I'm saying, with the different bones and everything that's been found, those people, those ain't not upright. You understand what I'm saying? Man himself, we got the wordsmith in here. What does sapiens mean? Ajax Mathematics says, so why does it say the very near future? Because you just read the lessons. You just getting the knowledge and wisdom. So it's the very near future for you. Like, look, when I first was studying that, we talking about the very near future. But see, once you gain the understanding of what the hereafter is, see, remember, you come in all the way from the look with the 35th and the 36th degree is telling you. The time is already expired. Peace. What's the sign? Yo, God, they talking about doing a like a block party or something while the thing is closed off.
God called me.
All right, yeah.
The 26th, right?
Nah, the people that's doing the what's the name?
Oh,
the people that's doing the Black Lives Matter thing. Yeah.
What's the dates?
We ain't decided yet.
Oh,
I'm
peace.
I'm gonna see if the lady comes out here today.
You talking about the same sister that we cooked for the other day? Last week?
She's related to them. Like she's in that thing, but she's a little. I think. Remember they were saying that it was a woman who was affiliated with the sororities, and that's how they got to be a part of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I think she's the lady.
Okay.
Cause she said she's a Delta too.
Yeah, let me know, God, because I start that gig tomorrow, so all my days is open now.
All right, bet.
Yeah. We're supposed to be doing something with Black Sun too.
Yeah,
Righteous Grills. I want you on that. I want you on that for real. What do you want?
In fact, I gotta go down there.
It's just hard to get in contact with the God to catch him.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head down there Wednesday because I gotta go
Down
anyway.
in Medina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go out there. Let me know when you're going out there so I can meet you out there.
All right, I gotta get your digit.
You already got one.
I gotta get it again.
All right, I'll text you.
Yeah, text me. Yeah, put your name on it. So where we at right now? Yeah, so like I said, yeah, it's the very near future for you because the time is already expired. But like we always keep saying, is what you do about that time being expired. Wise, you said never was on 2 legs, not 4. Do the math. Wise, you said physical death and power puts on 4 legs, not 2 legs. You gotta break that one down for me. Supreme Man said in physical death, you can't see, hear, touch, taste, or smell. In mental death, you can't see, which is having true understanding of self. 13th degree in the 140. I mean, all your senses in that sense, you know what I mean, is compromised. You know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with a mental death because you don't, you know what I'm saying, you unaware of the reality of what these things are. I'm trying to understand right here what Wise you were saying about physical death and power. I think I might know what you mean, but you speak in the opposite way. So you gotta remember, when we go to school, right? You become the dog that the colored man loves and not the true and living God. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That see, when we go to school, right, we learn that we learn evolution, right? But in the nation, what we really learn is devolution. So you gotta remember all of that is included when you're saying that you standing on the square perpendicular. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference, right, between those who went savage, right, and start living a what? Beast life. And then you got to remember that, we just spoke in the physical term, what I'm saying, when you physically at rest, right? or when you physically dead. But there's people who's not upright mentally. Their principles and their morals is not upright. You see what I'm saying? And you can see that in the way that they move. You know what I'm saying? They gotta slither like a snake. They gotta sneak around. You see what I'm saying? Because what they doing is not on the square. You gotta hide for the people that you just interacted with. You see what I mean? Because your dealings wasn't square. It wasn't perpendicular. Right now, Jasim said sapiens is from sapien. What is this? Proto-Indo-European root, sep, to taste, perceive. Also Old Saxon and seven, to perceive, remark. Right? Old German and Stefan, Old English, Sefer, mind, understanding, insight. So, uh, this goes into the etymology of it. But sapiens means conscious. So in order for you to be the upright, you understand what I'm saying? As I just said, mentally, that has to deal with your consciousness. Or like we always say, man means mind. Right. Supreme Man said, however, the ability to physically see, physically touch, physically smell, physically taste are there. With knowledge, you change those abilities because won't smell the same or taste the same. Or things that you hear, right? They're not going to sound the same. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say, yo, let's go over to the guy house and read some books. See, when I was in the 85 world, that sounds stupid to me. But hold on, let me tap Supreme Man in, and then I'm gonna go have a salad to negate the effects of this Gatorade. I don't eat ranch dressing anyway, but just so that y'all know, I'm not gonna have no ranch dressing because I don't need to turn white no faster than I'm already turning. But let me go punch Supreme Man in real quick. All right, Supreme Man, I just sent you the link there. They're gonna punch you in a minute. As soon as you come through the all right, Love Devon, just hit me up. Green Elevation said, well, the first part of this live. What's going on out there, man? Y'all Kobo Bobo?
Oh, man.
What happened, man?
Hey, good vibes and shit, man.
Yeah, being nutty.
Yeah, you heard that, Ivy?
Yeah, I can hear y'all in here.
Wow.
You gotta cut that out, man. But yeah, let's see if Supreme Man comes in, what he got to add on. But Breaking Elevation, yeah, the first part of this live is going to be available. In fact, that's about pretty much just about the right amount of time for y'all to check this live out. And then I'll be back on at 6 o'clock with the regularly scheduled Monday civilization class. Regularly scheduled. See if Supreme Man comes in. We give him a few more minutes. Anybody else got any questions while we wrapping it up? You know what I'm saying? It's been a pretty good live today. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the guys, the herbs, you know. Looks like we had a fair amount of observers. You know, we always get some people that just do the knowledge to us and don't comment. You know, peace to all those people. You know, of course, if y'all made it this far with me, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I guess you gotta, what's the thing you gotta do again to get the alerts when I'm coming on? And yeah, hopefully, man, we might be able to get the guy on to, you know, drop some information on us about text that went out earlier. I don't know. And Supreme Man still there with us? I guess not. But like I said, we'll be on in a little while. You know what I mean? Supreme Man. He probably has something to do at the gig real quick. You know what I'm saying? He can catch back up. He can catch back up with us at that moment. But in the meantime and in between time, I'll see y'all at 6:30 when we start the civilization class. Peace.